Hello, everyone. Welcome to your November 2024 horoscopes. This month we have big energies, new energies coming in, a lot of energies shifting, and some are coming out of retrograde. And I will put up a November um, planet alignment with the degree so you can take a screenshot right after this brief, I promise, really brief intro. And please excuse my voice. I do have a cold, but I'm still trying to power through. All right, let me put up the alignment for you. Okay, so this is the November's 2024 planetary lineup. Um, you can take a screenshot here. Stop the video and take a screenshot. So this is the 1st through the 9th, and the 9th through the 19th, and the 19th to the 27th. So these are the main um, shifts that are happening, and you can follow with me. Okay, so we're gonna start. My video editor, well, one, I have a cold. I'm sorry for my raspy voice, and my video editor is like really slow. So it's not, well, it's the best one I can get for free because I'm just starting out. So I'm going to only be doing probably 2 signs the most for each video. So I'll have a pinned comment with the links to the other videos and any other pertinent information that you may need or I mention in the video. So look for the pinned comment, okay? We will start with Pisces. Hi, Taurus, and welcome to your November 2024 horoscope. Part of this month has you focusing or you are busy with a partner or partners, and either about an ongoing family issue, maybe your family or his or her family, or regarding some kind of opposition, or maybe someone seen as an enemy or an outsider. Maybe there's jealousy here too. This is a little complicated for some of you from either side, as there is some kind of a third element or an outsider, maybe foreign or a foreigner, maybe a foreigner who speaks the same language even, and or something about the past. Anyway, it is the yearly sun checkup on your partnerships and how you see your partnerships or how others see you in a partnership. It does go by fast, but it is good to know how your partnership house is being affected. So that is Scorpio for you. And I apologize, I have a cold, so I'm sorry about my raspy voice. I wanted to do an AI voice, but I didn't want to throw people off. All right, so also at this time you have a stellium in Aries, and Diana is in Scorpio. Diana was Zeus's daughter who begged her father not to have her married off. She just wanted to be free, happy, running through the forest with her one companion, her dog, her trusted dog. And we have Uranus, the planet which values freedom above all else in your sign since 2018. If you were single in 2020 when the whole thing, the medical thing happened, you were loving it. If not, that must have been a hard time, cooped up with another all the time. In any case, now you may understand why you are wanting some kind of independence or wanting to enjoy your time alone, even if you are happily partnered. This can work in reverse too, because it is the energy coming at you. It's Scorpio, it's your partnership house. So maybe your partners are wanting some type of independence or alone time. Anyway, we will look at the monthly lineup and see where if any friction is there. Now, another contributing factor is you've had Pluto in Capricorn for the past 15 years, transforming your ninth house of higher education, travel, foreigners, foreign lands, philosophy, and the World Wide Web. So maybe this is where the foreigner thing is intermingled. Maybe it is about a foreign student, or you are the foreign student, or you've hooked up with a foreigner, and so on. It can be many things. There is a major event and a couple of other things happening in the second half of the month. Your focus shifts from partners to joint finances, intimacy, taxes, credit, and loans. the mortgage, government benefits, and the sun, even inheritance. Again, another yearly checkup here for you. So nothing really out of the ordinary, except for our lovely Mercury retrograde that we have every year. And this is the third and final retrograde for the trickster planet. And there will be some heated events regarding your family, parents, home, and country. Maybe it'll also have to do with the elections in the US. You never know. Plus, there is a movement and a reawakening regarding that friend or friends or groups. It could include your social media clicks as well. Not clicks as in mouse clicks, but clicks as in CLIQUES, like groups or followers. We'll look at all those alignments for further clues. Now, the major event in the second half of the month will be a sudden release of energy in the sky. Pluto is leaving Capricorn and entering Aquarius. For you, Taurus, you will either have an aha moment or a passion, like a desire or an out of the blue opportunity, or it could be an issue regarding your career, status, and or authority figures and bosses, or anyone who seems like an authority figure to you. So it can even be your husband or your mother-in-law or um, your mother or a brother, what have you. I mean, I know those fall in the home and category, but with this career and status is you being married, not married, single, not single, engaged, not engaged, and so forth. Okay, so this does look like, but it does look like a breath of fresh air because Aquarius is an air sign, even though they're pouring water. You know, the picture that we get of them, but it is air. It is an air sign. They're pouring out knowledge. Whereas Capricorn is a more seriously steely sign, concentrating on tradition and on grounded ideals. Freedom or freeing Aquarian ideals, or even people, will be empowering you with how you will see and deal with your reputation, status, career, and authority figures. Some of these authority figures may even be Aquarians. Now, it still is Pluto in control here, though. So, yes, transformation regarding your career and reputation may be through power struggles or through control issues of some kind, which may make you uncomfortable for two reasons. One, you don't like change, or rather, quick, speedy change, which Aquarius will demand. Second, you don't like ultimatums, which powerful Pluto will be in control of. The highs will be as high as a roller coaster going up to dizzying heights, and the lows will be as low as Pluto will take you down to your own deep inner depths. Sorry about my phone. Should have put it on silent. But I don't want to fearmonger or put you in an anxious disposition to this 20-year change that's coming up. Because, well, it is a 20-year change, for one, and it'll not be a constant, you know, thing about that. It's Pluto, so it's a slow moving outer planet. And this is a different, uplifting and empowering energy because it's Aquarius. Not that a Capricorn wasn't empowering, but it's just a different energy. So a lot to look forward to. But I will have a dedicated video regarding what to expect with Pluto and Aquarius for each sign in detail, and maybe later this month. But three things can help you now. Uh, Try to think back to January, February of 2023 and January through May of this year regarding your career, status, and reputation, where something was either jump started or you began, but it began something here, but it fell in the background. It was Pluto that left the Capricorn and entered Aquarius for that brief period. So you're not really going into the dark with this, okay? Um, listen for your sun, moon, and ascendant signs to get a better picture of what you'll be, encountering. And I don't know if you listen to the intro, but you can get a free birth chart by going to Google and doing free birth charts, and then follow the degrees of the planetary alignments and of Pluto and Aquarius. Okay, but I promise it's a really uplifting change, uplifting feeling. And you may have already felt that. You may have already thought of a unique opportunity or idea, and you've been working on it. Okay. So anyway, I can go on for hours about your 10th house of career and status regarding Pluto, and that is not within the scope of this video. But of course, it's a strong mention because it's a huge energy. Okay, so let us look at some of the specific monthly alignments and how you may be impacted. So I'm going to start a slideshow. And again, you can get a screenshot of the planetary alignment for November, which has degrees in the beginning of the video, and you can follow along. So let me start the slideshow. Okay, start the slideshow for you. Sorry, I'm like doing 3 different screens. All right, and we're going to look at the most important planetary lineups. I'm not going to go through all of them because your intro was quite detailed. So we'll just hit the really important ones. Okay, so we had a new moon in Scorpio on the 1st. So there is a new opportunity or planting a seed. The moon is in its fall in Scorpio. Scorpio is your 7th house of partners and open enemies. So it's in its fall, meaning it will go in hibernation to manifest later. Okay. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and Capricorn will be most affected and looked upon for emotional support. This new moon will be about inner, deep, hidden emotional needs or secrets regarding your partnership. All right. And the next most important thing is on the 2nd, Mercury enters Sagittarius. So the talk, text, emails, conversations will be in regards to joint finances for you, intimacy, taxes, inheritance, loans, credits, the mortgage. I said taxes, I think. So there will be an immediate feeling of an uplifting relief, optimistic hope. Okay. And for most, it will feel like a regeneration or rebirth of a situation that has been currently confusing, unsure, or maybe dark or deep. Look to the degrees. The planetary lineup is in the beginning of the video if you wanted to see the degrees. Okay, the next really important aspect is on the 3rd, Mars in Cancer, which is your scheduling and your routine and your health. Will oppose Pluto and Capricorn. And this is quite serious. It's probably your priority feeling this. So something regarding your scheduling and your routine and maybe your health is dead smack against anything that has to do with higher education, the foreigners, the World Wide Web, and publication. Mars here is a little muted, but and this will be the last opposition. But to give you a clue, we did have these two oppose each other on June 5th, 2021 and May 20th, 2023. So look up your text messages, call logs, emails, and hopefully it'll trigger a memory. Because Venus in Sagittarius also trines Chiron. So this will be as intense as it sounds. This is about emotions that were previously repressed, and usually it would come out like a volcano because it's Mars and Pluto, but here it'll come to a boil because Mars is a little muted in Cancer. So work opposes living situation, but financially maybe there's no real solution. But Mars is at 29 degrees and is about to move into Leo really quickly. So surprising blurts and actions may take place, okay? And Venus in Sagittarius trining Chiron. So this is about a past hurt regarding intimacy. And there's families involved here as well, which is opposing your 9th house. Maybe your family is somehow foreign to you, or maybe you're at a foreign destination. In any case, look for the degrees on that. And on this, and like I said, quickly, Mars will enter Leo. So the energy here shifts, where Mars was debilitated and doing things that might get someone hurt, like Cancer. Now this will give you energy to move forward, either with family in mind, but taking the initiative on behalf, or maybe even disregarding family. I hope that makes sense. I will probably do a Mars and Cancer and Leo dedicated video for each sign later in the month, because as I've mentioned in my previous videos, Mars will retrograde back over Leo and then over Cancer and then move forward again into the both signs. So Mars is here for a long time. Okay, so we'll look for that video later on in the month. All right, the next one that I'm concerned about is November 9th, first quarter moon in Aquarius. So this day is great for talking about new innovative ideas with your partners, business associates, siblings, or maybe even clients. Again, Aquarius for you is your 10th house of career, reputation, and status. Okay, but with this energy, and it has to do with the shift from Capricorn to Pluto mid-month. With this energy, what you want to do is you want to work out any kinks before talking to others. And you want to present those ideas to others, like, this is the idea, this is the pros and cons, and this is how I think we should go ahead with it, instead of presenting it without working the kinks out for yourself, because it might confuse others. And Aquarius is all about like the collective and humanity, but as Aquarius has learned from Pluto and Capricorn, it has to take care of itself first before it can be of any use to the collective. So same thought goes here. Work this out by yourself first and then present it to others. Okay, and we have a square on the 9th, Venus in Sagittarius, your intimate house, joint finances. Squares up to your friends or a friend group, or your hopes, wishes, and dreams. So Venus in Sagittarius is adventurous, so you may be feeling adventurous with joint finances, or a secret, or a tax issue, and it's rubbing up against something regarding your friends or hopes, wishes, and dreams. Squares are okay, they're good. There's compromises here. It's like a win-win. So look for the degrees on that one. On November 11th, Venus enters Capricorn. This is serious. So if you thought you were dealing with happy-go-lucky, naive Sagittarius before, well, get ready for Venus to mean business, and look for solid commitment. While being in the sign of Capricorn. Full stop. Again, Capricorn is your foreign and higher education and travel house. Okay, so if you are partnered but not married, this is when you will be seeking a commitment or taking it to the next level. And if you don't get it, it will end. Venus does mean business here. And when I said if you're partnered not married, you might meet someone through a foreigner, or he or she is a foreigner, or you may meet them in school or some kind of publishing event. If you are partnered, again, with Taurus, it has to do with something that's at a distance or foreign. There's that third element in here. And if you have a disagreement with a partner, it is here. You start here to like set the record straight, and it's either you're with me or against me type of deal. Venus, like I said, means business in Capricorn. Okay, and we have another square on the 12th. Mercury in Sagittarius will square Saturn in Pisces. So your joint finances and intimacy, intimate partner, is rubbing up against anything that has to do with a friend or friends. There has to be a compromise here. So communication, it's the communication from your intimate partner regarding some boundaries that you need to put in with friends. Okay, and don't forget, Mercury will be going retrograde in Sagittarius on the 25th, but it will already be in shadow retrograde on the 7th. So whatever you think is a done deal here, it's not. It can change, reverse, cancel, or swapped for something else. So have plan A, B, C, and D. All right, on the 15th, Saturn turns direct in Pisces. Yay! So with friends and groups or a friend, there has you've experienced like no boundaries. It's been a feel good situation, but uh, there's been no boundaries where you were all at sea. And Saturn came in the last 2 years and pulled you back to shore, so you don't get lost in this dreamy friendship thing. And the last 4 months, you've really gotten a reprieve from Saturn, uh, and the boundaries might have been erased again. So Saturn is turning direct to pull you back again and set everything straight. Okay. So the next one that's important is on the 16th, the Sun in Scorpio. So your partners will oppose Uranus in your sign, Taurus. This is powerful, very powerful, but it will be a separating opposition. So again, your partner or partners, and this can include business partners, or an open enemy, does not like the changes you've been making to yourself physically. It might be jealousy here, okay? Because you've been shocking people with your different looks, or how you look, or how you appear, your profile. Um, and that's a little normal because Taurians are a slow changing sign, but Uranus has been changing you physically uh, abruptly. All right, the next important thing I want to discuss with you is on the 18th. Mercury in Sagittarius will oppose Jupiter in Gemini. Jesus, this month has so many oppositions. So, again, talk, texting, conversation, agreements with an intimate partner or about joint finances is dead smack against your second house of job, income, and values. Okay. So maybe your joint finances is getting a little dried up or something, and what you do as far as a job, you may need to take a second job or extend your hours, or maybe you're getting a new job, um, or you might have lost a job and you're not making as much money, and then your joint finances is suffering. But there will be a trine later on in the month with these two planets, so things will smooth over then, and there will be more clarity. So hang on to your horses for that one. All right, the next most important one is on the 19th. Pluto re-enters Aquarius, and I did spend a longer time in the intro for you regarding what Pluto entering Aquarius means. Again, the energy will not be so restrictive, traditional, and focused on the past, as much as it will be a breath of fresh air. And I'm not saying Capricorn is not a breath of fresh air. I'm just saying you'll be. It's a fast. It's if you thought of something that was unachievable um, regarding your career and status, because that's what Aquarius holds for you. It will come at you. You will actually get it, and it will come at you so fast. You'll be like, "Woo, slow down." But anyway, I went through that in the intro, and I will be doing another dedicated video just for Pluto and Aquarius for each individual sign, because it's a 20-year transit, and I can go on for hours about it, but it's not within the scope of this video. Um, and there was another thing I wanted to say about this. The only thing that I didn't mention in this video is, or in your intro, is you just need to be careful of having like a group mentality or hive mind regarding your career and status and authority figures, okay? Uh, but the point is, you will know that everything you do is not isolated and has an effect. And yeah, you'll have those aha moments. If I remember what I wanted to say, it was something really insignificant. So don't. Oh yeah, now I remember. Uh, I just don't want to like have anyone anxious about this, because it really is a really nice shift for everyone. But don't, when I say 20 years, I'm not saying like every day you'll experience this. It's Pluto, it's an outer planet. So the change is going to be really slow. And it depends when the degrees will eventually hit your natal chart that you'll feel it, okay? And we'll have so many videos on this as well in the future. Okay, on the 21st, your focus will shift to joint finances and intimacy because the sun will reveal things here. And it's a yearly checkup, so it's not that bad, but it's good to know. Um, let's move on to the other most important thing because these are all sextiles. You may not feel those just in the planetary lineup, just match them to your natal chart to see if you are affected because, like I said, sextiles and those soft aspects not everybody feels. Um, November, I don't know if I mentioned the first quarter moon in Aquarius. There was a first quarter moon in Aquarius. Where is that? I'm so sorry. I have like 3 different screens and my video editor. Oh my God. Don't even get me started on the video editor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. On the 9th, there's a first quarter moon in Aquarius. So this is, oh, yeah, I did mention it. Okay, good. Good. Now we're at the last quarter moon in Virgo, and that will be on the 22nd. So, this right here, um, things in your Virgo related house, which is your 5th house of love, romance, children, creativity, pets, and gambling. And not just casino gambling, but like gambling on life. So things will have an urgency of wrapping it up because there was something in this house that started back in September, and there was an opposition between your friends' house and your 5th house of love and romance. So that's been like on the back burner, but it is coming up to the last quarter moon here. And Virgo is meticulous, it doesn't let things slide. It's dotting the I's and crossing the T's. So this means any uncertainty was because you or the other person was never really entirely convinced or serious about it. So this is like now you know where you stand and you all either move forward or stop like beating a dead horse. And you are one of the signs that will feel this the most. So look for those degrees. Okay, here we go. November 25th. The trickster planet Mercury will turn retrograde in Sagittarius for the third and final time this year, and it will not go direct and out of its shadow well into next year, January. So, anything regarding joint finances, intimacy, mortgages, taxes, and the such, I do have plan A, B, C, D as a backup because things might change, cancel, reverse, or swap. Mercury was in its shadow retrograde on the 7th. So anything 7th and on, you need to make sure you have a backup plan. And then the last most important thing in November, it is a trine, but I think it's important because it ends the month, is on the 27th, the sun in Sagittarius, trines Mars in Leo. Nice. So your joint finances and intimacy, your intimate partner is really giving you a great idea or is smoothing something else in your 4th house of home, family, and parents, country, and all that. So something really nice is happening. Supportive. Your family is and your parents are really proud of an intimate partner here that has some kind of a joint finances or stake in a relationship with you, and any shared things. So it's the joint house. So it can also be like you share a car with your husband or wife or son or daughter, or something like that. But it's mostly joint finances. Okay, Taurus. So that concludes the month. Oh, and by the way, half of you who listen are not subscribed. Do a girl a favor and subscribe. It's free. No, but seriously, if you found it in, entertaining and informative, give it a like. That helps a lot too. And I will see you in the next video, Taurus. We will end it here. Bye. Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your November 2024 horoscope. So sorry for the delay. I've had to install and uninstall 3 different video programs because my old one was just not cutting it. And I do have a cold. I'm sorry about my raspy voice, but I apologize for the late upload. It's just I have so many things going on that are not working. But that's besides the point. Let's just get straight into this. So in the beginning of the video, I do have a planetary alignment with the degrees that you can rewind to that and take a screenshot and follow me or match it to your natal chart. And you can get a free natal chart by going to Google and typing in freebirthcharts.com. Oh, I mean free birth charts. In any case, let me give you a synopsis of what this month entails for you. Okay, so this month has some surprising shifts for everyone. For you, it is regarding your hidden world, the past, faith, your psyche. But I will discuss that a little later on. Now, your main focus and what the sun is shining on, what you may be working on this month is in regards to traveling and or foreigners. Maybe traveling in the mind, higher education, the World Wide Web, and publishing. That's what Scorpio rules for you. The sun, like I said, is shining a spotlight on how you view these things or how others view you in context of these things. You did have a new moon on the 1st of November, and it is either a new opportunity or you are preparing or planting the seeds for traveling or higher education. Now, why I say planting the seeds is because, excuse me, the moon is in its fall in Scorpio, meaning it will go in hibernation to manifest later. Okay? Alrighty. And there is an element of the unknown or maybe a secret associated with this. And that might be because you are weighing some options, or it has to do with money or joint finances, or you could be simply waiting on an agreement or a letter or to move money around for it. Now, another contributing factor to this maybe secrecy is you've had Pluto in Capricorn for the past 15 years, transforming your 11th house of powerful friends and groups. You've gone deep and turned inside out, so reconciling many past events and losing some friends while gaining others. And you can include your Facebook, Instagram, and other social media groups here that may have dominated. Well, that has come to an end, and you're going to be the dominatrix. Well, not in that sense, but you'll be the leader of the pack. This has set you up as a more confident and more intuitive leader among your friends and groups. And again, you are leading a new group of friends. Many of you are now social butterflies with confidence. Woohoo! You have come to realize the value of a particular friend or the group. You have also had it up to here with maybe a particular friend or a person within a group, and it will be cleared up by December. And this can also extend to your extended relatives, Rotary or Honors Club, dance or gym associations, political groups, maybe on X, or the ladies, guys' night out type of friends. Okay, now regarding the secrecy, and it might not be secret per se, it may be an apprehension you have about a particular friend that you may have had some kind of falling out with, and or you may be rallying the group of friends on a particular project, but you don't want to include that particular person, or they are within the group and it seems kind of awkward, or it could simply be you're in the midst of joining a new club at school if you're starting school. Anyway, there is a split among you of which half are partnered or setting the date, and the other half might have gone through some kind of separation or divorce since the full moon in your sign, which was opposing your partnership in September. Both of these statuses are rubbing up against your friendship zone, where it is going to have you thinking about or concerned regarding your career, status, reputation, and how authority figures see you by the end of the month. Um, by mid-month to end of the month. It's Pluto coming into Aquarius, leaving Capricorn. Okay, so starting mid-November, this is the Pluto in Aquarius. You'll either be surprised about your desire and determination about either starting something behind the scenes. Yeah, Aquarius rules your 12th house of hidden secrets behind the scenes, your faith, your inner psyche, any demons that you might, be grappling with. Okay. Uh, so something or someone from the past might suddenly show up, maybe for a reconciliation or a resolution, and it takes you aback, and your faith may be tested here. Or it could be a new neighbor who may be a foreigner to you that you may start something with. Or this again can be a student, either you or your child, that has issues with getting your own place because of a relationship. Or it could be about staying local or going away for school, and some kind of routine is starting to stress. But I think this is sometime in the future, but you may be thinking about it now. Like I said, it's because Pluto will go into Aquarius and you'll have your third, sixth, and ninth houses either squaring or opposing that. But like I said, that happens in the future. But mid month, when this shift happens from Capricorn to Pluto, um, it's going to be a nice breath of fresh air. Okay, it's going to be very uplifting. Even though it's going to be in your 12th house, it'll still feel very nice. It's not as serious as Capricorn was. Not that Capricorn wasn't uplifting. I mean, now you're a powerful leader among your friends, but Aquarius just has a different energy. And what Pluto ingressing into Aquarius means for you is you're going to go inside or retreating to think about the way you keep your secrets disappear, or your past, or you may get into astrology or into other metaphysical things. You may see an opportunity or a sudden shift of focus that had a beginning back in January 2023 and this year, January through May, because Pluto did leave Capricorn for those few months and enter Aquarius. So you're not going in blind here. The talk or action started then, and since then, many of you have been rebranding yourselves or physically changing your appearance, whether losing or gaining weight, hairstyle, clothing, and some of you have dabbled with plastic surgery. Or you may have become pregnant or have had a baby or are pregnant, and by mid to late November, there will be some kind of urgency or abrupt change to how you feel about your hidden world, your faith, inner demons, and your psyche. Some of you are apprehensive to make any changes or to be reflective. Mostly I see because of like not rocking the boat or not having the time, maybe because you have so many people around you and you're involved with some groups. But a more dedicated, detailed video will be put out later, maybe in November, yes, for Pluto and Aquarius transit for everyone, because it's a 20-year, journey, and I can go on for hours about it. And I just don't want anyone to be like fearful of it. I say yes, 20 years, but it's not like every single day of your life that you'll be dealing with it. Um, Pluto is an outer planet and moves really slow. So you'll have your regular life going on, but your 12th house will start transforming. And again, it's a good energy. The only thing is I'm going to spend a little bit more time with you, Pisces, on explaining this, because it's your 12th house and there's just some things here that you should be aware of, okay? Now, you're going to like being alone or retreating, because, like I said, it's Aquarius. You're going to be really uplifted. So, for a sliver of you, here comes the part that I'm concerned with. If this has to do with your hidden world, a dark secret, uh, drugs and alcohol can be found here, or the risk of any kind of confinement. I'm not saying like all of you, but jails and hospitals and things are included in the 12th house. So I just wanted to not really warn you. I don't want to fearmonger or anything, but I just want to warn you to be very careful of how the situation is being set up if it has to do with drugs, alcohol, or the risk of confinement. Okay, meaning you may get an out of the blue invitation or a last minute event, or something may come up out of the ordinary for you to act on because it's Aquarius. It does things really fast. You want to be very careful of how to proceed, uh, or proceed with a lot of information at your disposal. That's what I wanted to say. And why I say this is because it is powerful Pluto. It is still him. And he is the god of the underworld. And if you haven't heard his stories, I will link it in the comments. And also, it is quirky Aquarius, who is ruled by the planet of shock, surprise, and electricity. Pluto and Aquarius are on a mission to transform your 12th house of secrets, faith, and your hidden world. So, no astrologer really knows what you do back here. So I'm just worried about the hidden confining spaces and drugs and such, okay? I'm not saying you are involved in anything shady. I'm just saying you've got some powerful planets starting to clean up this area. And powerful Pluto and quirky Aquarius will manifest themselves through situations or people, okay? Uh, and not to teach you a lesson, but to have you overcome any obstacles you have here, any fear, because Pluto rules fear. So you can overcome that. And sometimes, well, you know, what I don't like I said, fear mongering. I'm certainly not one like that. Predictive astrology is really for you to be able to understand situations that are being set up and your reactions and how to handle the reactions of others towards you. Okay, so Pluto in Aquarius will be like a roller coaster. Well, first it'll be like your desire of a unique situation regarding about your 12th house you thought was unachievable will come at lightning speed uh, at you, and you'll be surprised, like, oh wow. But you'll because it's Aquarius and Pluto, it'll be as high as Aquarius is an air sign, and it can also take you as low as a Pluto takes you to, the depths of your own self. Okay, enough of that. Like I said, I'll have a dedicated video for that, and later in the month, and we'll discuss that. So you also have Uranus in Taurus, the planet of shock and surprise. Surprising you in regards to your neighbors, your phone, car, or social media. And you've had a couple of, shifts or abrupt changes here, maybe with your car, maybe with the neighbors, or your phone. Maybe you sent out a wrong text to somebody or something. And there are still a couple more changes coming between now and next May. Okay, so think of the last 2 years, how this area has suddenly changed for you, or if you experienced it with or through others. So now think of those sudden surprises and changes on a much larger level regarding your hidden house with Aquarius. Aquarius is quirky and it's ruled by Uranus. So there's going to be sudden. And if you're keeping any dark secrets, I will let you know that both Pluto and Aquarius will reveal them. um, so yeah, try to manage that. So there is another example for you. Like I said, also if you guys listen to your sun, moon, and ascendant sign, you can get a much, much more clearer picture. And you can get a free natal chart through, like I said earlier, Googling birth charts. Um, the other thing is we have Mars that's going to spend a long time in Leo and in Cancer. And I'll have another dedicated video for that because usually it just spends a few weeks in each sign, but this time it's going to go retrograde in, excuse me, in Leo and Cancer. So, 3, 4, 5. So it will affect your fifth house of love, romance, children, and creativity, and also your house of busyness. So work, schedule, routine, any pets. It's going to go backwards and forward. So whatever you thought was um, well locked away, it may change in a retrograde. It might get canceled. It might get changed, and so forth. And we do have the last Mercury retrograde this year in the sign of Sagittarius, which is your 12, 11, your 10th house of career status and reputation. Um, so that'll go retrograde and it won't go straight until next year, January. So anything regarding any information um, agreements, texts, whatever regarding your career and status will go backwards and forwards, and might change, get canceled, switched. So regarding that, any authority figures that might give you like an answer before the retrograde will change after the retrograde, and then when it goes direct, it'll change again. So I have plan A, B, C, and D, because Mercury is the trickster planet. It fools me a lot of times. With me, I always lose things, and then I find them after the retrograde is over. Okay. In any case, that is the whole theme and the focus and the shifts happening. We also have other shifts, but I'll explain that in your planetary lineup. So let us look at some of the specific monthly alignments that may directly impact you, Pisces. So I'm going to switch. Oh, I didn't start your slideshow. I always do that. I am so sorry. I always do that. I apologize. And I take a lot of time doing these things too. All right. So let's go over the planetary lineup. Okay, so I told you about the November's new moon. And on the, I'm just going to go over the planetary lineups that affect you. Excuse me. And that are like squares or oppositions. The trines, they're there up on the alignment sheet that you can see. Some of you may not feel it. So I'm not going to really discuss that. But you can look at the degrees and match them to your natal chart, and see how you're affected that way. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink of water because I have this cold. Okay, so the Mercury in Scorpio trines Mars in Cancer and sextiles Pluto in Capricorn, and I'm mentioning this because it'll affect you. So you're going to have some good news from like your foreigner traveling, regarding traveling or higher education, that will send a really pleasing aspect to your house of love, romance, children, or creativity. Maybe your child gets like an acceptance letter or a project they're working on, so that may happen, and you are one of the signs that'll be affected. Mercury in Scorpio sextiles Pluto in Capricorn, and that is again news, text, emails, conversations, agreements coming from like a foreigner or traveling or regarding school, that's sending pleasing aspects to your friend or group or friends. So maybe someone is graduating here or or somebody's coming home for the holidays or something. So that's going to be a nice pleasing surprise and like a get together. Okay, on the second, Mercury enters Sagittarius. Sorry. So now your talk, your conversation, your agreements, and your texting is going to start um, regarding your career, status, reputation, and authority figures. So look for those degrees. Well, it's going to start at 00 and then progress through. And like I said, it will go into retrograde on the 25th, but it'll be shadow retrograde on the 7th. So anything before that is going to might be changed. So have plan A, B, C, and D. All right. On the 3rd, Mars in Cancer. So that's your love, romance, children, and creativity. Will oppose Pluto in Capricorn at 29 degrees. This is a powerful opposition, a very powerful opposition. The only saving grace here is that Mars is a little muted in Cancer. So either your lover or your child is completely opposing, steadfast, a friend of yours or a group or friends. Okay, or you might be taking care of a pet, and you're not having time for friends or a group. And also the same day, Venus in Sagittarius trines Chiron. So there's some kind of hurt associated with this regarding your status, your reputation, sorry, and authority figures. So it's like a little bit of a mess here. and it will be intense. This is about emotions that were previously repressed, and they will all come to a boil. Now, if Mars was in like Aries or a fire sign, it would be a volcano. But because it's Cancer, it'll be a much more like a heated, nurturing action taken either against you, or you will do that in place of a lover or a child against your friends. Okay. So, but Mars is at 29 degrees and it is about to move into Leo right away the next day. So it'll be a quick energy. Okay. And on the 3rd, Mars enters Leo. Okay, there you go. So, Cancer, like I said, is your 5th house of love, romance, children, and creativity. And then it's moving on to your busyness house. You're going to be really, really busy with um, scheduling, routine, work, and pets. So maybe a pet is still involved in here. And it is a very big energy shift. Leo is an egocentric sign and it is a fire sign. So Mars will be released. So this energy is coming at you. So you may take on more work, or your schedule may, you may not be able to be all in different places all at once. Okay. Um, so check the degrees to see if you are affected. Now, on the 4th, the Sun in Scorpio trines Saturn in your sign. Saturn is the planet of patience and building foundations. Um, Saturn does not punish, but withhold things we want until we have the correct foundation. Then it rewards us. So Saturn has been in your sign because Neptune was in your sign, and you were really um, you had this pleasing, idealistic view of how your uh, profile should appear, or the way you dressed, or what have you. Now, 2 years ago, Saturn came in, and because you were all at sea in here, it started pulling you back to shore and down to reality. And many Pisces have dabbled in plastic surgery, and which is fine. It's great. I think it's fantastic. It's just some people are not as informed as they should be, and that's what Saturn did. It pulled those people back. Or if you were going really wild, again, Saturn pulled you back to reality, so you don't get all lost at sea. All right, so Pisces, you will be affected with this. Most of the Cancer sign, most of the water signs. Now on November 9th, the first quarter moon in Aquarius. So this is talk, maybe not a really emotional talk because Aquarius doesn't do emotions, but it'll be about an innovative idea, maybe with your partners or associates or siblings, clients, again, regarding your hidden house or a secret or your faith. So look to the degrees and where Aquarius falls in your natal chart to know where you'll be affected. Drink of water. All right, the next one that affects you is on the 9th. Venus in Sagittarius will square Neptune in Pisces. So this is a square, so it is a hard aspect, but it's not like an opposition. You have room to maneuver here. You have room to compromise here. And with a compromise, because of a square, it's a win-win situation. So again, Sagittarius is your career and status, reputation, and authority figures. And it is not happy or satisfied with your profile, or they have a suggestion that you might not like. So look to those degrees and where Sagittarius falls in your natal chart. And again, listen for your sun, ascendant, and your moon sign to get a clearer picture of what it'll be about. But you will be affected because Saturn is in your sign. This one I'm going to mention, even though you're not really one of the top ones who will be affected, but you'll still feel it because we all have this aspect. 11th, Venus enters Capricorn. So Venus in Capricorn means business. It's about commitment. It's either you're on board or that's it. It ends it. Venus is not going to be coy here. So it's your friends, groups, or associations. And with Venus coming in here, if there is a friend that's like on the fence, you're not going to put up with it. Or if you're on the fence, those friends or groups will either say you're either on board or it's over. It's kind of those things. You're not one of the signs most affected, but check the degrees and where Venus falls for you in your natal chart. Okay, another one. Well, I'm going to go through the whole thing because you're affected in all of this. The 12th, Mercury in Sagittarius will square Saturn in your sign. So, communication regarding long term plans or projects become challenging by Mercury, or challenged by Mercury, seeking or demanding truthful disclosures plus facts, while Saturn is putting up obstacles in your Pisces related house. So, authority figures, maybe, or your reputation or your status, there's talk there, and it's a hard aspect, but again, it's and Saturn is trying to put you in, with changing your profile and your outward appearance. It's trying to control that, and your career and reputation might be like, well, no, don't be that cautious or what have you. Oh my god, I just thought of I can't say it on YouTube. Um, in any case, yeah, squares are good. Embrace the squares. Um, and there will be a compromise here. And besides, you don't have all the information because Mercury is already shadow retrograde in Sagittarius because it's November 12th now. And remember, I said Mercury will be shadow retrograde on the 7th. So you don't have all the information, and that's probably why the square is here. Okay, but just remember to have plan A, B, C, or D. All right, and you are one of the signs that will be affected here. And again, another one on the 15th, Saturn turns direct in your sign. So the last 4 months, you've had a reprieve, and you haven't really faced a lot of obstacles regarding your appearance or your profile, or the clothing or what have you. And you've been Saturn and you have been going over different looks and what you can get away with and what you can't. Well, it turns direct here, and whatever you've been thinking about the last 4 months, you will either like clip some things off and do just one thing, or you might scrap what you've been doing and then go another route. So if you've been thinking of surgery, plastic surgery, you might scrap that and just go for maybe something else that's less intrusive. So that's an example for you. Check those degrees, but you will be affected by this. Let's see. The next one, I'm not so concerned about that, but it is an opposition, so I will mention it. On the 16th, the Sun in Scorpio will oppose Uranus in Taurus. Okay, and this is your third house of communication, commuting, short trips, and the neighbors, and something regarding your school, higher education, or traveling, or a foreigner is there's a complete opposition. So you might not be able to travel long distance because maybe you have an issue with your communication device or social media, or it may be because you've met a foreigner and there's a language barrier or not misinformation, but a lack of understanding each other. So this is the opposition. Now, we did have these two oppose each other before. So I'll give you the dates, and you can look up your call logs, your texts, your messages, and maybe that'll trigger a memory. So November 9th, 2022, and well, this is the second one. I'm sorry. So the first one was back in November 9th, 2022. Just look at your emails, and it might help you. And this is a separating opposition, so it's not going to be as potent as it should be. Excuse me. And this This square might not make sense now, but on the 21st, there will be a trine here. So whatever this opposition is, it'll smooth it out, or you'll have an aha moment on the 21st. All right. Now we have another big opposition on November 18th. Mercury in Sagittarius, again, your career and reputation, this time will oppose Jupiter in Gemini for you. And that Gemini is your home and family, your country, um, your backyard. So there's talk, conversation, texting, and disagreement with your family about your career and reputation. Again, it's in shadow Mercury retrograde. So the opposition might be because you don't really have enough information. There will be more information coming when it turns around and goes forward, and you'll be like, oh, that's what. So just try to avoid arguments because this is a big opposition. Try to avoid arguments because there's something missing here. Okay, and you will feel this, Pisces. You're among one of the four that'll feel this. And here you go. On the 18th, the sun in Scorpio, your travel and schoolhouse, will send a pleasing aspect to Neptune in your sign. So this is also emotional. So an emotional hang up. So try to think of, because it's a trine, try to think of something like you would forgive yourself for, okay? So that you can forgive the other. And that's how you can get the full potential of this trine. Again, you might not feel it, but you are one of the four that will be affected. And check those degrees here. All right, and here we have another trine. Nice, nice, Pisces. You're getting good vibes from Scorpio. So the sun in Scorpio trines Neptune. Oh, did I? Sun in Scorpio trines Neptune and Pisces at 27. Sun in Scorpio trines. I doubled it. Sorry. So I already mentioned that. Okay. Now this is the big shift that I spent a little bit more time in your intro about. Is on November 19th. Pluto will leave Capricorn and re-enter Aquarius. And when I say re-enter Aquarius, like I said to you before, think back to January through June of this year, and what unique opportunity you started regarding your hidden house. Okay, I'm not going to go into too much here because I did do that for you in the intro. All right, on the 21st, the sun enters Sagittarius. So your spotlight, the focus now shifts to you thinking about your career, reputation, status, and authority figures. You might be going, because I know some of you did change jobs or lose a job or quit or something. So the question lingers over Pisces, some of the Pisces, of what do you want to do? What job would make you happy or what have you? So the sun here, it's a daily, I'm sorry, it's a yearly checkup, but this is important because we also have Mercury going back and forth here. So there's something important about your career and reputation and authority figures. And you may have gotten a new job, or you may get a new job that might be like adventurous, or you may be a student that's starting your academic career. And that's where the focus is. But you will be one of the four that will be affected by this. You will be doing like a check under the hood kind of deal with your career and reputation. All right. That I'm not worried about because it's a soft aspect. Now I'll mention this, even though it's a soft aspect on the 22nd, Venus in Sagittarius. Again, your career and reputation house. Venus is here, giving you all the charm and smoothing over authority figures. Will send good vibes to Saturn and Pisces. So maybe the criticism that you may have gotten from authority figures, and you've heeded that, and you've either changed or toned down something about how you look. Well, it's starting to pay off here on the 22nd, and you are one of the signs that will feel this. Now, this is important. even though you're not one of the four that'll be most affected, but I'm going to still mention it because um, it is your partnership house. So on the 22nd, we have the last quarter moon in Virgo, and that is your partnership house. And it can include business partnerships, but it can also include open enemies here, okay? So things in your Virgo related house will have an urgency of let's wrap this up. Some may still get delayed with procrastinations or having multiple options. But Virgo is a meticulous sign, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. So this means any unsurety, any uncertainty was because you or the other person was never really entirely convinced about whatever opposition that you had back in September with a partner. You know, your full moon that you had in your sign in September. It was a powerful full moon. So now it's a last quarter moon in your partnership house. Um, so this is like now you know where you stand, and you all either move forward, or it's you can't just keep hashing this out. Can't stop beating a dead horse on it. Is what I mean. And again, you're not the one most affected in this, but I'm going to say you are because it's your partnership house. On the 25th, here we go. Mercury turns retrograde in Sagittarius, and I'm mentioning this because it is your career and reputation house, and there's just so much going on in that house for you. So now you're going to review the past couple of weeks regarding those texts and messages or any agreements. Check this sign. It's 22 degrees 40 in your natal chart. And then finally on the 27th, the sun in Sagittarius will trine Mars in Leo. Nice. So whatever has been in the spotlight regarding your career and reputation or any authority figures, they're sending good vibes to Mars in Leo. And Leo is your sixth house of work and career. I think if you are looking for a new job, or if you did start a new job, it's looking really good here. And there's potential. So that's good. Just remember the heat is in Leo. So the schedule that you're going to get, or the habit or the routine, it's going to be, Leo is a fire sign and it's egocentric, and Mars is, a planet of war. So you might get like a lot on your plate. Just go with the flow and try to keep a good amount of a split, like 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of fun and relaxation, and 8 hours of work. Just try to stick to that, because you need both your health, like your mental health and your physical health, for everything to work smoothly. Okay, because you're like there's a lot of people around you, and with the holidays coming up, you just want to be in control. All right, Pisces, and again, I apologize for the late upload. It's just, I hope this new video editor works. And if you guys have any suggestions for video editing, I'm not really rich. I'm just starting out. So anything that's like reasonable, I don't mind paying. But if you guys have any ideas, or if you're tech savvy, let me know, because I went like 3 video editors. In any case, oh, and by the way, half of you who listen are not subscribed. So do me a favor, at least subscribe if you find it entertaining and informative, or just hit the like button. Both are free. All right, Pisces, I will talk to you guys soon.